Hello, YouTube. Hang on for a second while I add Instagram here. Hello, Instagram Live and YouTube Live. I'm going to turn off comments here. Let's see. Okay. Hello, everyone. This is my first ever live talk, so totally informal talk about some of the work that I'm doing. This is going to be a very informal talk on meditation. I hope it to be the first of many talks. I'm going to start so the series is called Meditation Demystified. And I want to talk about the first talk here, my personal experiences. So I'm calling this talk Why I Practice. So hello and welcome. I'm going to start by ringing the bell. All right. Well, thank you so much for being here. I'm hoping to keep this fairly brief, maybe 10 minutes, and then we'll do a little live meditation practice at the end. So first, I want to talk about the phase of the moon. So I like to include working with the phases of the moon in my personal practice. So today is a disseminating moon in Aquarius. Tomorrow would be the last quarter. So this is the space between the full moon and the next new moon. And so the new moon will be next Friday on May 19th, and we will have a new moon in Taurus. So let's start by getting centered. So just take a moment if you're listening or watching and take a nice comfortable seat. You can sit in your chair, your cushion, your couch, and plant the soles of the feet on the floor. And just take notice of what it feels to be in your body at this moment in time. Noticing the connection of your soles, the soles of your feet to the floor, to the earth. Tuning into the connection now to your breath. Noticing the breath moving in the body, in and out of the nose, swirling and tingling in the throat, expanding and contracting of the chest and the belly. Just take about 3 to 5 breaths here to notice. And allow yourself to become fully present. Noticing the shape of your physical body, the space around the physical body, tuning into where the edges of your physical body meet the space around you. And then finally, place a hand on your heart and allow your heart to soften, feeling all of the space in and around the heart to soften. I am centered. And then flickering your eyes open if they're closed. Yeah, so here we are. Here I am. So I'm going to be reading off some notes on my screen. And I also have YouTube on a screen down here and Instagram up here. So I'll be looking back and forth. Again, not aiming for perfection here, just aiming to be real. This is my first ever live talk. I'm terrified, excited as to where we can go with this. And I hope this is a way that I can engage with my audience further as I move forward with my new offerings of Planet Prana. So what is Planet Prana? Planet Prana is an entity that I created over a decade ago, sort of as an umbrella to all of my work as a yoga and meditation teacher. I had a community of yoga teachers under the umbrella of Planet Prana, which is now on hiatus. The Cleveland Yoga Teachers Kula. I had a podcast, the Planet Prana Yoga and Meditation podcast, also on hiatus. And now I am moving forward with a live virtual meditation space. So I will be offering weekly group classes as well as, let's see, what else am I offering? I'm going to have some monthly mindfulness circles for specific groups of folks and offering private meditation as well. And also, so visit my website, planetprana.com, and you can check out all of those offerings there. Everything you need to know about what I'm doing currently is on the website. I'm also writing, which is really fantastic. I'm enjoying a lot. That is on the Substack platform. The name of my Substack newsletter is called Human Being, and it is an almanac of a life in progress. So it is an intimate journey into my life. I post bi-weekly on the new moon and the full moon, and it is an almanac style newsletter. So I include phases of the planets and the moon and what's happening in nature. So I invite in all these different ways to sort of tune into the natural world and the rhythms and cycles of nature around us. So that's Human Being. So I encourage you to check that out too. I'm really excited about both of these projects. So I want to talk a little bit about my journey in this practice of yoga and meditation, but namely today, meditation, because I'm trying to demystify meditation for the average folks like you and I. So first of all, I want to share about why I'm called to share. I feel like it's ultimately about trust. I know that I've had some of my deepest lessons when I hear other people share about some of their struggles and intimate experiences. And so I am trusting that when I share, whoever needs to receive the message will receive it, and that they will receive exactly what they need from the message, and it will help them in however it's supposed to help them. I'm sharing to be of service to other human beings who might be able to relate to my situations and how I live my life. I feel like I can only share what I know. It's hard to share other people's experiences, so I'm only going to share my own experiences, and I can't speak for anyone else. So it's also in my nature to share. I've always been kind of an oversharer, you could say. I'm trying to tone that down a little bit and be more intentional about what and how I share, but it's definitely in my nature to share. And I'm open about my life. I think it's important to be open and trusting. I want others to know that they're not alone in their struggles and experiences, that there's people out there also going through the same things. And it doesn't ever feel good to feel like you're going through something alone if you don't have trusted people to share things with. Um, and then also, finally, like, I like to share as sort of like teachable moments, right? Like what I learned from this experience, what was good, what wasn't good, what would I do different. So sharing as teaching as well. Um, so about my personal practice and meditation, why I started. Firstly, I became a mom. 20 Geez, 1995. Okay, I'm not even gonna do the math. 27 years ago, 28 years ago, and I needed support. I was a single mother when I had my first child, Sierra, who is passed and no longer with us, and that's a whole nother story. But I needed support, and I knew I needed something different than the usual tools out there. I had some unresolved trauma at the time I was trying to work through, and that was coming out as some like emotional instability. And I just honestly just was trying to be a better person because I wanted to be a better mom, um, and be a better human for how I present myself in the world. So I started again when I became a new mother. I set the intention out there to start this practice. And of course, the teacher appeared, which was lovely. I found my very first teacher at a local community class, who then I went on and studied with to do teacher training with. Her name was Jan Howenstein. Um, and yeah, she was a life-changing teacher for me. I over the years, my meditation practice evolved from centering and meditating in a yoga class, to having its own sort of individual life aside from my yoga asana practice. So it evolved over time. Um, and yeah, I've been practicing ever since. That's the thing. This is the kind of practice that sticks with you. It's really easy to stick because like you can feel the difference. I feel the difference when I don't practice, and therefore I just continue to practice, and watch the practice evolve. Um, so what does my practice look like? Um, my practice right now is evolving. It's right now, I literally practice my meditation while I'm sitting in bed first thing in the morning, drinking a cup of coffee. So, yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. So, I take about 10 minutes of a seated meditation, sometimes with my coffee in hand while I'm actually sipping my coffee. Um, and, that's most days because that's when I can fit it in. I several days a week can try to do a formal seated practice on a cushion on the floor, which I might do for anywhere between 5 and 15 minutes. And I like to do a little movement before to just sort of limber up my body to sit. Um, and I like to use a meditation timer. So I use the Insight Timer app just to time my meditations with these fun little lovely bells. It's Yeah, I mean it's evolved. I've had years where was able to sit twice a day in a very formal practice, in the morning and in the afternoon. I've had times where I just practice at the end of my asana yoga practice. And I've had times where I just fit it in whenever I can. And then ultimately, too, um, adding a mindfulness and meditation practice into movement, into my walks, and into my yoga practice as well. So it can look a lot of different ways for everyone. It's very personal. Our practice is very, very personal. So, so yeah, I mean, that's where I'm at right now. So most mornings, sitting in my bed, drinking my coffee, finding 10 minutes of a formal meditation practice informally. And that's totally okay. And I'm okay with that. So how has the practice affected me? So this is the burning question. Um, I don't generally have uh, a profound, life-changing experience in the middle of a meditation practice. I sense that most people don't either. What happens is that over time, you start to just feel more at ease in your life, in your body, in your heart, in your soul. Um, you start to feel this sense of being whole and balanced as a human being. Um, for me personally, it's helped to open my heart. I feel a lot more compassion for myself and other human beings. I have a lot less fear in my life. And then, the hard edges from all of the confusion and of this life, of this world, complicated world we live in. My hard edges are somewhat softened by my practice as well. Um, and with that sense, it's in general calmed my nervous system. So a meditation practice in one sitting can actually calm your nervous system. I mean, it does calm the nervous system just in one sitting, but over time, it helps you sort of regulate your overall nervous system, creating again some ease. I mean, it's a natural way to soothe anxiety. So without medication. Not that I don't advocate for that, if that's what you need for yourself and your body. Um, so the practice it helps me ride the waves of life, you know, the ups and the downs. I mean, that's what it is, right? The waves of life feel um, more, way easier. There's more of a flow, right? You feel like you're more in the flow. And then, with that, I've become more resilient. I've just come off, oh, I'm still healing and grieving, but we've had a terrible loss in our family. And I feel like I've been fairly resilient all the while processing my grief. It's not like I'm denying the grief. I'm just resilient as I work through my grief. Um, and then lastly, I'll just say, like, life is just better for me overall because of my practice. Like, honestly, like, life is better. It's easier because of my practice. And that's the gist of it. Like, that's why I practice. It makes life feel easier. Um, And so I wanted to finish up with a few points. So, some of the teachers that I follow and practice with, mostly online or through books. I've been following David G. He's a teacher out of Los Angeles, or maybe it's San Diego. He's written several books. I'll show one of them here shortly. He has a lot of online programming that I love. Tara Brach and Jack Kornfield are both Buddhist meditation teachers. They've had, I've been profoundly moved by their teachings, continue to follow their teachings ongoing, also have books and content on their websites, online platforms, courses, regular YouTube videos, all kinds of stuff. And then finally, John Kabat-Zinn is a really great mindfulness teacher that I've loved. He is the original um, creator of the mindfulness-based stress relief program. There's a center, mindfulness center out of the University of Massachusetts that he started in the 1970s, which is still active. So he is another teacher that I follow now closely. I definitely read his books too. So other tools that I use, the Insight Timer meditation app is a fantastic tool that I've really loved using. I journal. That helps me understand my practice and what I'm getting out of it, what's working, what's not working, just being real sort of in tune with what my practice looks like and how it's feeling. And then I'll share some books that I love. This is John Kabat-Zinn, Mindfulness for Beginners. Great book. Use it a lot. Thich Nhat Hanh, Buddhist monk, now deceased. Peace is Every Step. This book was given to me as a grieving tool, and it's been very useful. Radical Acceptance. This is a book on mindfulness and healing. Tara Brach. And Old School. This is one of my oldest meditation books. Meditation and Its Practice by Swami Rama. Fantastic book on just a very basic, simple practice and how to start. And then The Secrets of Meditation by David G. Has a lot of interesting information about all different types of meditation practices. So you can sort of try all different styles and then figure out what practice works best for you. A lot of guided meditations in there as well. And that's really it. I'll conclude my talk with sharing a quote from a book, and then I would love to guide you through a short 5-minute centering meditation. Okay. I'm going to read very briefly from Mindfulness for Beginners. Attention and awareness are trainable skills. Probably what teachers most want to have their students is their sustained attention. But this itself is hard to get unless the teacher is able to make the subject matter of the moment, whatever it is, come alive, to make it compelling and relevant within a classroom atmosphere of safety, inclusion, and belonging, along with a sense of learning as an adventure. Paying attention is a trainable skill, capable of ongoing refinement. As no less a luminary than William James, the father of American psychology, well knew, attention and the awareness that arises from it are the doorway to true education and learning, lifelong gifts that keep deepening with use. It may very well be the capacity to rest in awareness without distraction, in addition to simply balancing the power of thought and bringing a wiser perspective to it, may give rise to an entirely different kind of thinking. Point being, this is one of the most accessible practices there is. It's incredibly accessible. Anyone can do it. All right, so let's take a moment to conclude with a short centering breath practice. Excellent. Okay, so find your seat wherever you feel comfortable. Couch, floor, bench, cushion, chair. I'm sitting in a chair. Feel the soles of your feet on the floor. And take a nice big deep inhale. And exhale. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhaling through the nose. Exhale. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. And with the eyes closed, just allow yourself to be here in the present moment. Allowing the breath to be natural, spontaneous breath. Let go of any control. And just begin to notice the pattern of your breathing, the rhythm of your breath. Allow yourself to focus in on each inhale and each exhale. You can even say to yourself, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Just stay with the breath for about 5 to 10 more breaths. Breathing in and out through the nose. Noticing how the breath moves the body. Feeling the air moving in and out of the nose, down the throat, into the lungs and chest. Chest and belly expand and contract, expanding on the inhale, contracting on the exhale. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Watching for a few more breaths, keeping it simple. Coming into whole body awareness, asking yourself, what does it feel like to be in my body at this moment? Maybe noticing thoughts, emotions, sounds, physical sensations. Tuning into all of that with kind attention and compassion. Awareness in the physical body. Tune into the space that surrounds the body. Tuning into where the body meets the space around the body. Can you sense the boundary? Awareness without judgment, with kind attention. And then place your hand on your chest, right on your heart center, the center of it all. Allow this space to soften. Soften the chest, the space in and around the heart. Letting in some kind attention, loving kindness towards yourself and others. Resting awareness in the heart center for just a few more breaths. allowing that space to soften. Releasing your hand from your heart and gently flickering your eyes open. Thank you so much for joining me. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be safe. May you live with ease. Namaste.